What's going on, YouTube? I'm back, and today I'm bringing you guys a video where I played off stream, and I only played 3 or 4 games this day, and I just decided to myself that I was going to come into here and just get some easy wins, because I don't know if you guys have been hanging out in the stream lately, but man, it has been a tough past couple weeks or so for me. Obviously on my gold gun account, which isn't really a Smurf account considering I have over 220 something games played on it. So it's not really a Smurf anymore. But on my gold gun account, everything's going fine. I'm almost top 100 on the top 500 leaderboards. But on my main account, I cannot buy a win. Now, I am a firm believer that a player is always responsible for how far they fall and how far they climb in the leaderboard. Obviously, excluding cases where you get boosted either directly or indirectly, or you somehow exploit the ranking system in some way. Excluding any type of exploit, I truly do believe that a player is always responsible for their ranking, for their SR, for a losing streak, for a win streak. One thing about Overwatch's ranking system that I've noticed, and maybe you guys can also relate, but it seems like it's really, really streaky at times. And I don't know if this is because of some sort of weird algorithm, but I've seen some really, really talented players, such as Hardblue, xQc, even Sinatra, who's been perennially at the top of the leaderboards. In fact, he's taken the #1 spot multiple different times. And I have seen him fall out of the top 500 on his Smurf account before. Now, like I said, I truly do believe a player is responsible, and I don't believe in anything like ELO hell. However, like I said about the win streaks and losing streaks, it does seem like this game is all about, some days you just have like amazing time. You win like 8 games, you lose like 2 games, and then some days it just feels like it doesn't matter how many picks you get. It doesn't matter what your team composition is. It just feels like on some days you'll just always be on the shit end of the stick, getting the Symmetra one trick, the Torbjorn one trick, the boosted Mercy. You run into. Sometimes I've been in games where I'll be up against 2 pro players and 2 Smurfs. And on my team, I was the only top 500 player. Now, believe it or not, we went on to win that game. And I don't know how it happened, but it just goes to show you that sometimes the matchmaking in Overwatch can be ridiculously punishing and unfair. And I think that if you guys have played Overwatch for over a year now, and I'm sure you'll even find pro players that will attest to this, that sometimes this ranking system, it can just be so cold and punishing to you. Because say, for example, you're playing your best. Some days you might be playing your best, and say you play 10 games, you might lose 6 games and win 4. And you could be playing your best that day. And then some days you might be playing average, you win 7 games, lose 3. Now, I truly do believe the more games you play will minimize the effect of luck, which is why I always tell people, like, there's a lot of people that are like, hey, Bor, I'm stuck in Plat, I'm stuck in Diamond, but I have a 60% win rate. And the only reason that's really a thing is because most people don't play enough games. People say, like, I'm pretty good at Soldier, I win 60% of my games, but I'm stuck in this ELO, what can I do? Play more games. If you use a small sample size, like say for example, I only play 60, 70 games. I haven't even played 50 games yet on this account that we're watching right now, on my main account named Borium. So I can't really blame luck for where I've placed because I haven't played enough matches. The bigger the sample size, the more you reduce luck. It kind of makes me upset to say this, but in a game like Overwatch, with how flawed the ranking system is, due to a variety of factors, being Smurfs, Season 3 SR inflation, one tricks being rewarded. For some reason, Blizzard thought that was a good idea. And then people boosting other people's accounts for money, and then the win trading, and you throw all of that stuff together in combination with how much teamwork it takes to win in Overwatch, and you have yourself a very challenging game. Now, I don't want to say Overwatch is all about luck, because it's not. That's not what I'm saying. But I think Overwatch is more close to poker than it is like an actual competitive even fight. For example, some of the best poker players in the world sometimes won't have a very good placing in a tournament, right? And if a poker player only played, say for example, 50 hands, he could suffer a few bad beats, and it would really affect him. It would really bother him. But if said poker player is really consistent in their level of play, then over time they will be a profiting player. They will be a player like a Phil Hellmuth, like a Daniel Negreanu, a Tom Dwan, where if you play thousands and thousands, I'm sure those guys have played hundreds of thousands, if not millions of hands. Because if you truly are good at what you do, the more you do it, the effective variance of luck gets greatly reduced. So, I just want to come full circle and say, I have had some shitty fucking luck lately on my main account. And you guys have probably heard me say before, if you guys have hung out in my stream, that my main account is cursed. Like, it's just insane to me. Like, I don't know if you guys watched my last YouTube video, but it was the one where I played McCree on Volskaya Industries. And if you noticed at the end of the game, where I get 3 high noons in one team fight, and we barely win the team fight. And I had good teammates. But, it just seems like that's how every single game has been going for me. And I can't even, lately, if you guys have watched me stream, I haven't even been able to play Soldier 76 because I have to play McCree or Tracer, because it just feels like when I shoot things with Soldier 76, my team just puts no pressure on anything that I'm shooting, and then makes it so all the damage I'm doing, sustained damage with Soldier, just goes down the drain. Because if you don't kill things with Soldier, really all you do is just zone things, and all you do is end up charging the enemy team's ultimates. So I've been having to play a lot of McCree lately, and in fact, this is why I've been playing McCree. And this video, I just wanted to show you guys. I showed you guys the Tracer video, and now I want to show you guys this McCree video. Now, these games happened back to back, one after another. And in the first game, I wasn't playing against anyone special, but in this match, I actually played against xQc. And xQc is funny because I just referred to him, actually. He dropped to Masters recently. Now, xQc is a fantastic tank player, taking silver at the Overwatch World Cup, and obviously getting on Dallas Fuel, or Envious, if you will. That's pretty much the same thing. He's a very talented tank player, and there's no reason that a player of his prowess would ever fall out of the top 500s, let alone fall out of Grand Master. This guy fell to Master. Now, if that isn't a testament to how cruel and cold the Overwatch ranking system can be, then I don't know what is. I mean, I just don't see a ranking system in a video game that is developed correctly that allows a professional player, one of the best Winstons in the world. How many players are even in Overwatch League? If I had to guess, how many do you think? 200 maybe? 300 players in Overwatch League? 300 of the best Overwatch players in the world. Now, I know there's other people that aren't in Overwatch League that should be, but xQc is definitely one of the best tanks in the world, there's no question. Now, the fact that he can fall out of top 500, where does that leave players like you guys and even me? If pro players are falling out of top 500, then, where does that leave us? It leaves us at the mercy of this ranking system, unfortunately. And, I didn't want it to be like this. In my opinion, the ranking system should just be wins and losses and nothing else. And people always make the argument, hey, Bor, that's really unfair, because what if I get a person who's throwing? I don't deserve to get punished as harshly as that person who's throwing. Well, that might be true. You don't deserve to get punished, but if you truly are contributing to wins, say for example, because you guys, if you get 3 gold medals, you get a little bit more SR, and if you use a bunch of ultimates in a game, you lose a little bit less SR. People say, I don't deserve to lose a lot of SR because I contribute a lot. Well, if you truly did contribute a lot, it would result in a win. And that's not me being facetious or anything. That's just true. If you truly do contribute, it will manifest itself in wins. So the idea that there should be any performance SR gain, even in the least feasible amount, like how it is currently. I completely disagree with it. And one thing I also completely disagree with this in this game, which makes this ranking system so punishing sometimes, is how players are allowed to play off-meta heroes, play a Pharah, for example, into triple hit scan on Lunar Colony. Now, I've had that on my team before, on offense, on the second point. Like, it's a big room. It's a big open room. And I had this person on my team who was a Pharah main, and they were good at Pharah. They had like a 60% win rate. They were Grandmaster. It's a good, talented player. But when you play Pharah into triple hit scan in a big open room, I just don't see how that isn't a bannable offense. I mean, the intent of throwing isn't there, but if you ask me, a player's intent should be irrelevant. It should be what they do, what we value. I mean, I don't care how good of a Pharah you are. If you're playing Pharah into triple hit scan, I don't know what to tell you, to be honest with you. But, I don't want to sit here and talk about the ranking system all day. And if you guys watch my stream, you guys probably have heard me talk about it enough. But like I'm saying, this game was against xQc, and I ended up destroying this game with my McCree. And it's funny because you guys always hear me talk like, why are they focusing me? They're focusing me so hard. Like, bro, why do these kids focus me so hard? And if you guys saw the last game, I was on Tracer, and there was nobody focusing me, and I just demolished them. And then it's this game as well. Their DPS players have tried to kill me, but they can't really do it. And then even xQc, I will admit, is somewhat guilty in this game because he's not focusing me either, and their Diva's not focusing me either. So, see, right now their DPS should be on me, but they're just not, unfortunately. And it's one of these things where I like, it's like, do I deserve this win when the other team is playing because they're not playing bad, but they're just not focusing who they need to be focusing. Like, as you can see, they're just letting me stand up here for free and just do as much damage as I can. And because I've lost two players like myself so many times that just get to stand back here and just do free damage for the whole game, I honestly kind of feel bad. I feel bad because it feels like maybe I don't deserve the win. And that's just what Overwatch is like, in a nutshell. Some days you'll win a bunch of games that you don't deserve to win. And some days you'll lose a bunch of games where you were head and shoulders the best player in the lobby by a mile. And I've been there. I've been there smurfing in Platinum before and gotten like 60 more limbs than Silver and lost the game. But, I don't want to sit here and complain about the ranking system too much. I just wanted to give you guys a little personal update here and just tell you guys how it's been going on my main account because it has been brutal, man. And I think that I am maybe a little bit burnt out. Not burnt out on streaming, but just burnt out on just Overwatch competitive in general. Because it feels like the effort that I'm putting out in these games, when it's there, I play really, really well. Like in these past two games that I'm showing you guys. But when it's not there, like my passive effort level just isn't where it needs to be. It almost feels like I can't sustain efforts in Overwatch for long periods of time right now. And I don't know if that's because I'm getting bored of Overwatch or maybe I just need to take a little break from playing it. But I do enjoy streaming and I do enjoy making YouTube videos. But, just playing the game at a high level, it's so emotionally taxing sometimes. And I think that I've been playing Overwatch nonstop for like over a year now, like nonstop. Like I really haven't played any other titles. So I think I might be getting a little bit burnt out. But the crazy thing is that like I don't feel like I'm playing bad. But like these losing streaks I've been going on, like I have to be playing bad. There's just no other way. Like, because luck obviously plays a factor, but with how much I've been losing lately, most of it falls on my shoulders. I mean, if you lose like a couple games in a row, you can blame luck, but if you guys have watched my stream lately, my God, it has been brutal. But if you guys notice, my McCree has been improving lately, and it's because I can't really play Soldier in these games where I need to carry really hard, just because he doesn't do the burst damage that is necessary to really carry an Overwatch at a super, super high level. Since D.Va and Winston, like, I don't know if D.Va and Winston is the meta. Maybe one of you guys can confirm it for me down below in the comments, because I'm not sure what the meta is at the moment. But man, it feels like when you play control game types, D.Va and Winston is far away the best tank combo. Dive comp is, I think, tier 1 again in control game types. And on offense, regardless of the map, it feels like dive comp is tier 1. It's just D.Va is such a strong hero, and Winston is almost always viable. Just because the ability he has to get in, get out, and when you get him weak, he can, and then the ability to stall with Primal Rage, you get 1,000 health, and then you get your bubble back. You can just stall forever and ever. And not only that, you can mitigate so much damage using Winston away from your team. In combination with D.Va, who I think is tier 1 right now. I think D.Va's the best tank in the game at the moment. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's just from what I've seen. And maybe I am biased because I'm a hit scan main, so I obviously am just inclined to hate D.Va. But since I play against D.Va Winston every single match, it's really limited how much I've been able to play Soldier 76. And it's made me really rely on playing a lot of McCree. But luckily, I've lowered my sensitivity from 3.15 down to 3 in-game. Now, I'm still on 1800 DPI, so lowering it that much is definitely a noticeable difference. But my McCree shots have definitely gotten a lot more smoother, and I actually had this really bad habit with McCree that maybe you guys have noticed if you've been watching my videos long enough, where I was flicking a lot. But now I've switched to more of like a smooth tracking style with McCree. Because I just thought to myself, you know, I have pretty good aim with Soldier and Tracer, so I'll just try and aim with McCree in the same way, and it's been working out for me pretty well. I mean, considering I win more games with McCree than I do with Soldier lately, and another reason why I haven't been able to play Soldier lately is because it seems at a high level, and I could be wrong, but it just seems like every single game when I'm on defense, the enemy team, they just run D.Va and Winston dive comp. Which Soldier's, he's not bad against it, but he's just not amazing against it because you can get focused down so easily. So most of the time when I'm on defense, it feels like I can't even play Soldier because I just know for a fact there's going to be D.Vas and Winstons diving me. And these aren't just your everyday Winstons and D.Vas. These are Grandmaster D.Vas and Grandmaster Winstons. Like, they know what they're doing. It's not even how much they kill me because they don't kill me that much, but it's like they can take me out of the fight for so long. So long, in fact, that my team will lose the team fight while they're distracting me. It's very frustrating to play against. And then I've also noticed when I'm on offense, a lot of teams lately are running cheese like Orisa, Torb, Junkrat, which also is really tough to play against as Soldier 76. Playing against Orisa as Soldier 76 is tough because you just end up standing there shooting a shield the whole time. So that's why I haven't been playing as much Soldier lately, and I'm switching over to McCree and more Tracer. But I just want to say, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'm going to keep you guys updated in the future. I'm never going to stop playing Overwatch, so don't worry about that. It's just times have been tough lately. So thank you guys so much.